Sonic has had many collaborations throughout the years. Things like games, food brands, and more importantly, merchandise. Things like Lego, Kid Robot, Funko, and many more. But those barely compare to teddy bears. What is Build-A-Bear? Build-A-Bear is an American retailer of stuffed animals. They were established in 1997 and was special for their unique way of getting your plush. You see, you don't just walk in there and have it already made. No. You grab the hollow carcass of a bear, walk to the stuff station where an employee will help you put stuffing in your plush, and then you can choose accessories. So now that you got the premise down, let's continue. It all started in 2006 when Build-A-Bear made a 2-set plush set of Sonic and Tails. Then that would later be continued 4 years later with the Sonic movie Build-A-Bear. And then lastly 2 years later they brought out the Sonic movie 2 Build-A-Bears. And since the third movie is set to come out this year, maybe if Paramount releases a trailer. Seriously, the movie's coming out in 5 months and there's no trailer. Anyway, with the release of the third movie, there will be without a doubt a Sonic movie 3 set. So in the meantime, let's look at the ones they've already made. And then at the end we can speculate on what they could make for the third movie. So with that being said, grab your $8 Sonic ring and shoes that are sold separately, and let's go. In 2016, Build-A-Bear collabed with Sega, which brought us these two Build-A-Bears. They made Sonic and Tails. Along with that, they also made accessories. So why not start off with the plushes and work our way up? The first one we're going to look at is Sonic. Going off first looks, this looks incredible. They captured the bear-like proportions, and the Sonic ones really well. Of course, when it comes to reviewing these guys, it depends on how much they're stuffed. So let's say this is a fully stuffed plush. His muzzle is shaped well, though there is this weird part on top. I don't know why, but there's a really noticeable stitching line going across the muzzle. And by noticeable, I mean really noticeable. His eyes look fine, though they are a little bit jagged. But his eyebrows look great. The embroidery on the eyes is top notch. It definitely is the best part of the face. The blue parts on the ears are shaped well, but the peach parts are way too big since you can barely see the blue. One of the great things about this plush is the quills. They're well shaped, stuffed, and placed, and look great as a whole. The torso has the bear-like design with it being really big, and it is less circular, which can look a bit weird. The stomach is well shaped, and the length of the arms is pretty good. The hands look great, the fingers are shown with white stitching, and the Build-A-Bear initials on the paw look great. The only bad thing is the fingers because they only have 4 instead of 5. Moving down, the shoes look amazing. The socks are well cut and the shoes are well shaped. The buckle is made of a different material that gives the shoes more depth. And lastly, the Sonic the Hedgehog logo on the shoe looks great. The last plush for 2016 is Tails, and he's an interesting case because he's not actually a Build-A-Bear. Instead, he's an already made plush that you can buy alongside the Sonic, so the quality of this plush should be less of an issue. And sadly, this plush flat out looks terrible, so let's just get right into this. The facial expression is fine, though I wish they would have gave him more emotion, but that's probably because of this wonky muzzle shape. It's way too big and it doesn't help that there's a protruding part in the middle. I guess they were trying to make this less one-dimensional, but it just fails badly. Although the side fur looks nice, I mean it's nicely cut, and the nose is plastic, so that's something. Another issue is the bangs because they're really small, and just makes the head look even bigger, though it is nicely cut. The ears look really good, if they're the right size, and I don't even care that they're missing the inner shading. Moving down to the body, it doesn't get much better. The most notable part of this plush is the neck. For some reason, he has a neck. The torso is more circular, so that's better, I guess. The white fur is stitched to the plush, which does look good. The arms are a bit small and the hands don't help either. They're pretty much the same as Sonic's, but they're really small. Or it's because of Tails' big head. One of the saving graces for this plush is the shoes. They're the same quality of Sonic's shoes. The socks are well cut and they look great. Although I did notice the bottom gray was lighter than the side gray. And it was like that for the Sonic plush too. Okay, now that we looked at the plushes, let's look at the accessories. The first one is a Team Sonic t-shirt. It's a pretty average shirt with Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles art, along with a bear and Sonic logo. You were able to get this for $7. For another $7 you can get a voice clip, or sorry, a sound clip with the Sonic 3 special stage, that I'll play right now. Then for $35 you could have gotten online exclusive Sonic. It came with a Sonic ring and a piece of artwork done by
Yuji Uekawa.
The ring plush isn't really a plush, since there's a harder material inside. There's also a band so you can attach it to any hand of any plush. And then the artwork is amazing. The coloring, the sketchy lines, little Build-A-Bear with Sonic shoes, it just looks great. Also, if you were wondering, Tails costed a whopping $15. And before we move on, let's look at the tag. The Build-A-Bear logo is on top, then there's a little thumbnail with standard Sonic branding. And then on the back there's some information about the plush. So as a whole, 2016 wasn't that bad. Sure, there was a lot of issues with the plushes, mainly Tails, but it was a decent set, and I'm excited to see if things improve 4 years later. So let's go. For holiday 2019, Build-A-Bear started releasing promotional items for the upcoming movie. Although this plush was based off the critically acclaimed original movie Sonic design. And you can tell they tried to fix it since they put the movie redesign on the accessories. They only made one plush, which is Baby Sonic. Then for the accessories, there's Sonic pajamas, a Sonic t-shirt, a Sonic ring, Sonic shoes, and Sonic movie phrases. Starting at $29, the Sonic plush looks pretty good. Kinda surprising when it's based off the old movie design. But I have to say, it doesn't look that bad. For the first and only time, they tried having an open mouth in the plush, and instead of it looking awful, it looks pretty good. The muzzle shape is well made, and the eyes are really big, but the embroidery looks amazing. And the eyebrows look great. The ears are a much better step up from the last Sonic. The inner parts are much smaller and look way better. The quills once again look phenomenal. And that leads me to bringing up the fabric used for this plush. The blue fabric is a more textured material that looks as close to the movie design's soft textured fur. Speaking of the fur, the skin is lighter than the actual old design. It's not the more accurate dark peach. Also, the hands look like gloves. Despite that, these are actually supposed to be his bare hands. Maybe if there was some blue overlapping the white, it would have looked better, but it just looks so weird. Now, if you were to buy the base plush, it would have been shoeless, since now they're separate. And you can see another example on how this was based off the original design. He's barefoot. Wait, why are you trying to take a picture? For some reason, the bottom of the feet are a shiny red, with the Sonic movie logo on it. Overall, a pretty interesting plush. I wouldn't say it's bad, it's just weird. Okay, now let's talk about the accessories. The first one is a Sonic sleeper. Being $13, it's a pair of Sonic pajamas with Sonic art and the Sonic movie logo and Sonic rings. It's pretty well designed and looks good. Another accessory is this shirt. It has a standard render of movie Sonic, along with logos and a pretty good background. Then comes the shoes, which is weird. They're not the shoes that are in the movie. No, they're of course the shoes found in the early promotional material. It doesn't actually look that bad, and it's pretty cool that we got another resemblance of the old movie design. Then there's some voice lines from the movie.
I'm Sonic. Alright, high five! Is that all you got? Takes more than that to stop me. I am great at resting. I rush faster than anybody. Gotta go fast. I'm Sonic.
Then lastly, there's a Sonic ring plush that basically is the same one from the last. So now let's go over the prices that these were originally at. For the base plush, it was $29. Then for the Sonic Collector's gift set, it was $46. For the Sonic gift set with sound, it was $45.50. Then Deluxe Sonic gift set with sound was $53. The Sonic Sleeper was $13. The Sonic t-shirt was $8. Sonic shoes were $9.50. The phrases were $7. And lastly, the ring was $7.50. Overall, a pretty good year. I mean, it was a step up from the last, I'd say. But the next set is by far one of the best there is. So let's see it. In 2022, for the release of the second movie, there was a 3 or 4 plush set of Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, and Super Sonic a year later. Along with that, there was of course a ring, a PJ sleeper, a shirt, shoes, and 2 phrases. As is usual, let's start off with Sonic. Right off the bat, it looks much closer to the movie design than the last one. The facial expression is well executed, the muzzle is well shaped and stuffed, and the embroidery on the mouth and eyes is again amazing. The eyebrows and ears look great, and of course the quills look outstanding. And they have an extra spike which the last plush didn't have. The body is much longer to fit the actual design better, and his stomach could be longer but it still looks good. The gloves are pretty much the same as the Baby Sonic plush, but now they have the part on top to make him actual gloves, compared to whatever this is. Moving down, the shoes look great. Oh wait, yeah, let me just... Yeah, so the base plush, just like the Baby Sonic, didn't come with any shoes. Which is weird since Tails and Knuckles shoes are printed onto the feet. So it's weird that they just did it with Sonic. Maybe to get more money? Who knows? The socks are well stuffed and look decent, with the Sonic Movie 2 logo ironed on. Overall, this looks outstanding. It is the most accurate piece of merchandise of the movie design. And the next plush that I actually own is Knuckles. And before we start, let me get one thing out of the way. Knuckles wasn't your average Build-A-Bear since you didn't go in there and stuff it yourself. He was actually an online exclusive, so he already came stuffed. I just have to say this looks amazing. Everything about this plush captures the design perfectly. It takes the movie design and turns it into a much cuter form of him. His facial expression looks good. He looks confident and ready for whatever he's gonna do. His muzzle looks good and the nose is decently sized. One of the highlights for this plush is the dreadlocks. They're well stuffed, sized, and placed, and really remind me of the Sega Prize Zero Up Sonic X Knuckles. The body looks good. The crescent moon shape looks great, and I like that they embroidered the outline of it. Turning the plush around, the tail is okay. It is really small and less jagged than what it looked like in the movie, but for Build-A-Bear I guess it fits well. One slight detail that I liked is they made Knuckles' arm a little bit bigger than Sonic's, to show how Knuckles is more stronger. Knuckles' gloves look amazing here. They're really big and highly detailed. The hands are curling into a fist, shown by a stitching line. And the actual knuckles are shaped and actually stuffed really well. Moving down the shoes, like I said earlier, the details are printed. The sock is made with the same soft material within the rest of the plush, and the printing is really good. And for some reason, the shoes are really shiny. And I'd say it fits pretty good with the rest of the plush. And as a whole, this plush looks great, and I'm honestly surprised how much they improved within 2 years. The last plush in the set, or I guess the last for this year, the last plush is Tails, and this is the only plush that I don't actually own, so I'll review it by going off pictures. The facial expression is much better than the last Tails plush, with him actually looking cute. The muzzle was decently sized, and the side fur is done in the same way as the 2016 Tails, with it being nicely cut and really flat. And for some reason, again, this plush has a neck. Well, not exactly, since it only looks that way on the promotional picture. Now, it still has a neck, but the other plushes have a much less noticeable neck than the promotional photo. Tails' bangs and ears look top notch. The body is well shaped and the fur looks great. The arm's length is good, with the hands being much smaller than the other plushes, which I do like that they made them smaller compared to the bigger characters. The shoes look amazing and are 1 for 1 on how they looked in the movie, and the tails look outstanding. They're separate from each other and are well stuffed and shaped. And lastly, the embroidery looks good. And since he's technically in the same set, I'll go ahead and talk about Supersonic. And again, I don't actually own this. There's not really much to say since this is just Sonic with gold, but I'll go over the differences. The eyes are now red, and of course the spikes go up. And the fabric used for this plush is much shinier to give that super effect. And the skin is much darker than normal. Overall, these 2 plushes look amazing, just like all the plushes in the set. And just like that, let's look at the accessories. Starting off with the ones I own. There's of course the ring that I looked at earlier. And then there's a Sonic and Tails t-shirt, featuring this pretty good 2D art of Sonic and Tails. And then there's a Sonic PJ sleeper, having a bunch of Sonics, rings, and arrows plastered on it. And then there's Sonic shoes. They look really good and capture the design perfectly, given how small they are. And then of course there's some phrases of not only Sonic, but there's some Tails ones too.
Yeah! Donut Lord and the Blue Blur are back at it again! Welcome to Sonic Air, the fastest way to travel. I make this look good! Blue Justice, trademark pending. Fast is my thing, remember?
Everyone calls me Tails. You're probably wondering why, but we have to help him. You don't know what he's up against. Let's do this! I found him. I just hope I'm not too late. Maybe being weird isn't so bad.
And then for the second set, there's a chili dog. It looks decent, though there's a Sonic Movie 2 logo plastered right across it. And then there's a shirt that's pretty much a 2019 shirt, just now with 2D art. Now that I looked at all the items, let's see how much they were originally. Base Sonic was $32, base Tails was $30, base Knuckles was $32, the Sonic gift set was $49, the Sonic Deluxe gift set was $57, Tails gift set with sound was $38, Sonic PJ Sleeper was $12.50, Sonic and Tails shirt was $8.50, Sonic shoes were $9.50. I don't know how much the chili dog and shirt was. I'm guessing the chili dog was $7.50 and the shirt was $8.50. Overall, this whole set is amazing and is definitely one of my favorite sets, and it's the most improvement I've ever seen in a toy line. Since the 3rd movie is coming out later this year, there will be a Sonic Movie 3 Build-A-Bear set, so let's brainstorm some ideas of what they could make. First off, it'll be separated into 2 waves. Wave 1 will have re-releases of Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, or just Sonic. And then there's going to be a new plush being Shadow. For the accessories, there will be of course a shirt and a Sonic sleeper, and then Sonic shoes and a ring. But what they could do is a Chaos Emerald for Shadow, by using the little band that goes around the hand. And then for Wave 2, there will be a re-release of Supersonic. And then spoilers, if you don't want to hear this, then please cover your ears. Since the McDonald's leak showed now we're getting Super Shadow in the movie, let's say there's going to be a 2 plush set of Supersonic and Shadow. And yeah, that was my thoughts on what they could make for the 3rd movie. To put it short, in 2016, Build-A-Bear acquired the rights for Sonic the Hedgehog, but then they will later make 3 high-quality sets of amazing plushes, and they will forever be known as one of the best collaborations for merchandise. If you enjoyed the video, then please consider subscribing. It's free and helps a lot. I just want to say thank you all for the recent support on the videos, and an extra thanks to the Sonic merchandise fandom for giving me the majority of the pictures and information. So yeah, with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.